unneeded harm's way. And that's things like spending a lot of time out in public when there's no need to. You know, I'm not saying don't go to the bars with your friends. I'm just saying, you know, think about that kind of stuff ahead of time. Maybe do a little research, know where the exits are, know where a lot of stuff is, because being trapped in the way people in the world were, and with the angriness that people are currently having, it's best to just have a plan in place. So I do want to show you this. This is something slightly subject change, but something really cool. Here is a puffball that's blowing out of my mind. This is a mushroom puffball. So the reason, for those that don't know why it's called a puffball, that's why it produces spores that happen to be blowing right into my face as I do this. But these are really cool. When these are younger and they're not so, they don't look like cotton candy or they don't look like fiberglass. They're actually edible. So back to that challenge that I'm challenging all of you guys. So I'd like you to start today and start making a list of, if you could only go shopping one more time and you had to shop till, let's say that you had to have supplies until the 21st of February. That's 5 months. So you have to have 5 months worth of supplies. Things that you're going to need to get you through. I would like you to make that list. If you're on the Discord, I'd like you to share that list with us on the Discord. What you think that you need based on your life and the decisions and how you function. I will do the same. I will spend today and I will make up a list and I will share that list with everyone on the Discord. And Mark Boggs was kind enough to put the Discord link right there. So if you're not part of our Discord, please join us. We talk about a variety of spectacular things. And we all don't think alike. So it's not an echo chamber. The Discord also gives you access to be able to talk on to some of our shows. So because me and Mark usually do shows on Tuesday night, which is tonight, I believe. I think tonight's Tuesday. So around birds flying past. And then down there's the cows. So, back to the main subject matter. Sometimes you just have to pause and enjoy nature. But being prepared in how you plan, what you plan. Now, if you think this exercise is insane or crazy, I would like to hear your rationale behind that. Because my counter to that is, if someone says that this is insane or crazy, the reason I specifically put things that you would like over the next 5 months is these are things you were going to buy anyways. These are things that you enjoy having around you. And if nothing happens, if everything is just a calm, regular event, then you just have your items and you don't need to go out and you need to pick them up. You already have them there waiting for you in storage, waiting for you around. And so it costs you nothing. Just a little bit of maybe one big shopping trip, which should have actually saved you time in the long run. So we're looking down over the back of the mountain now. Like here's one of my favorite spots on the property. Right back, we've done some walks back there, but right back there, it's a nice flat spot. One day, I'll have a cool little cabin built back there. So here we are standing on the top of Flat Top Mountain. Trying to give you guys a good 360 view. So lovely up here. The wind is, you can probably hear the wind. There's usually always wind up here. If you can hear the traffic in the background, that's 77. And we're almost to Huff's Knob. That's where all the cell towers are at. And we'll be continuing back to our beginning. And here we are, back to the beginning. So what am I planning for? I'll give you just, maybe some of you want to know what's running through my mind when it comes to planning. So I always have to plan for a harsh winter, even if we don't have one because of my animals. So I have a handful of projects that need to be finished up. I did make sure I started them before today so that I could have them in the works before Mabon, for the before the autumn equinox. So a few of those projects. That includes enclosing one of the additional barns that we have for some more ducks, moving the bees to their new location for the winter. Since I did not get to build my Faraday house, I've got another idea that I will be talking more about in the future that I'm going to try with the bees. Of course, preparing your vehicles, because I have snow here, so I will have to be preparing my vehicles for winter. Personally, I have been redefining my clothes. Something that's really interesting I've thought myself a lot about is if I could not go to the store and buy again, what is something that I would like? And shoes and socks are something that popped into my head a lot. So I've been doing something I never thought I would do before, is buy really high quality socks. And also adding a few more everyday wearable shoes to my mix. Things that I seem to, as a survivalist and a prep, seem to always overlook. So I made sure I didn't overlook them this time. I'm also condensing my wardrobe down. One of the things that I've learned this year after spending a lot of time with my stuff is while I love having a variety of clothes to wear and I love being able to have choices, having everyday choices is a little too much. So I've been practicing a little bit of minimalism with my clothes. The difference is because I haven't changed in size and shape that much. What I'll do is I launder my clothes very well, and then I pack them up and I label what they are. And then when I want new clothes, I just go shopping in my own clothes. So, I try to keep just a handful of outfits. So, what else? So, me and Lisa's been building our pantry up. We'll be starting to do some more canning in the very near future. We got one of those canning machines. those ones that does a lot of the canning for you. I'll give a review on how well those work. Mostly we got those for jellies and such like that. So I'll give you guys a good rundown of that. Focusing on what my plans are for the winter, which is going to be mostly building my VR world so I can do some lot more teaching and such. Amazing music. Thank you so much for the lemon. And the other great thing I look forward to this winter and preparing it and getting some supplies is I love going for winter hikes. And as little bit of hiking as I've got to do this year, I very much look forward to snow on the ground and going for hiking. So I've picked up some other piece of equipment. I got a knockoff GoPro, and so I will be doing some, if I can't do IRLs, I will be doing some video hiking and then just upload those to the D Live in my YouTube channel and my BitChute channels in the future. Or we can just go for hikes and talks. And so those are the things that I'm preparing for. As you've heard there's not a whole lot I'm preparing for Giant Fear or anything like that. Being where I live, you guys just saw me. You guys just saw the 360 view of where I live. Even standing up here, I can probably only count maybe, well, let's see. Let's play this fun game. I will bring the camera up and let's play the fun game. So there's one house there. We'll call that a house. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, can't see. Get my finger. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's a little bit of condos there, so let's add 10 to that. So we're at 28. Let's be fair and go on the other side so we're not being blocked by the cell towers. And I have to remember, I started with the house with the blue roof, and we are currently at 28. Right there is 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. 42. So I only see 42 structures. Yeah, I'm not a, we'll spin this around. I'm not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan of being so close to the cell tower. But alas, it is it's the one downfall I have for being up here. Maybe one day it'll be taken down. That cell tower right there, the relay tower, the AT&T relay tower, that's the one that does bother me even more. But yeah, I agree with Mark there. We were having conversations in the past about why my bees die. And things like that are probably what is causing the bee death. But what did we say? 45, 46 houses in my vision as I stand on the highest point of my property. So when we talk about civil unrest, those are the reasons I am genuinely not that not that afraid of what craziness is going to happen. But that is purely personal. because of the scenario I live in. It's also the reason why, guys, sometimes you guys may wonder why I have particular views that I have, and it's because being in such a rural area, I have a very unique perspective that I am very happy about. So I don't worry about people anywhere near as much as I guess you may if you lived in an inner city or even in a suburb. Well, I may not know all of those 48 people. I know the majority of those 48 people of houses that we saw in that video and we saw when we were standing up there. So with all that being said, actually I do know that probably at least 5 of those structures we looked at are also currently abandoned. So, and with how harsh winters get here and such, it's just a lot of people aren't coming. A lot of people aren't coming to Flat Top. They may come to Flat Top for me, or those of you that know, what I do. But remember, folks, I have a pig. But yeah, other than that, I'm not worried about strangers. That's I don't view that as and some people say that may be a weakness, not worrying about strangers. I will accept that as my weakness. So in a lot of perspectives, that's just I want people to understand that when I say there's a lot of stuff I don't worry about, that is actually the genuine reason. So I also have cool things like this where there's nothing on either side. All I'd have to do is sit up behind that tree right there, and as someone's passing by, I've got the upper hand. And being that this is my property and I've walked it and I know most of these woods, and I've spent time in the last 15 years exploring all nooks and crannies of them. It's also how I know how to do, for those that might not be aware, because I don't talk about it very often, we'll talk about it more next year. But I also do secret gardens. So you guys have seen a lot of my main gardens that I do, but I also have secret gardens hidden up in woods and things of that sort. Those are all emergency. A lot of times I'll just let them go to nature and I'll let the animals have them. But they are also there for preparedness. If anything crazy happens to my garden, if I would ever get raided, having secret gardens growing in different areas are very useful. It's funny, fall is my absolute favorite time of year. I love when the leaves change. I love the temperature. I love being able to wear shirts and hats. And what's cool is I like wearing a long sleeve. I like wearing hoodies and shorts, and that's what autumn brings you. And I like a lot of the and with the hey, thanks for the follow. And with a lot of the fun festivals and such that I also like, I love apples, and days like today, Mabon and the Equinox. They're just all really fun. So let's check my little cheat sheet, make sure I didn't miss anything that I wanted to talk about today. No, I think that covers most everything. Just to recap, today is the autumn equinox. It's also Mabon. Mabon is a festival for reflection. It is the time to prepare your mind for the rest that is about to come. In the northern hemisphere here, we have winter, and we used to, as a people, rest a lot during the winter. And so it's also a time to not start any new projects, to wrap up the projects that you have and do all the projects that you currently have very efficiently, and to look back and look at the blessings that you were given and how spectacular the year has been for you. Because as bad as it may seem, you're here watching this channel with me, so it must not have been that horrible. The other great thing is it reminds you of evolved knowledge, and that is to be prepared for things to come. plan for the unplanned, but also understand that we all know what is just around the corner. And that is the trees will lose their leaves. We will lose our ability to see green as much. We won't be able to hide. We won't be able to eat as much food. But we'll also be, well, most of us should be less stressed. And if you prepared well, winter will treat you well. And so preparedness is a good thing. It's also a time to get outside and enjoy the last little bit of the wonderful weather. For those that aren't snow bunnies, the beautiful weather is starting to wrap up. Personally, I think autumn is the best weather. We have great days and crisp nights and mornings. Autumn's also a good time to remind yourself, like we're going to peek over here. So, and as Mark is saying there, how do you plan for the unplanned? You do have a, and as I was saying earlier, and as I've told people, you have extra of the things that you use the most often. You know, not to the point where you're hoarding or you're having things that might go to waste, but things that you have plenty of, things that you know you're going to be using over the next 6 months, things that will help keep your everyday life a little bit more normal, because there are events that we cannot plan for. There are events that will occur that will shake you to your core. But if you have access to your favorite foods, if you have access to things that remind you